plus bone, which she refuses to let go of. Until this very moment, of course. When I'm trying to make a point. And she's back. It's okay, everybody. She came back. Probably just for the bone. Ew!
It's okay, it wasn't the gross part.
It's still gross. It's too close to your face. Oh.
It's only gross where she chews it.
It's gross everywhere. It's a rawhide bone.
You're such a puppy, huh? Oh, you're so sweet.
So I was just about to get dressed, like put on a cardigan and everything properly. And I was in here. This is my dresser. And I managed, like, this does not look like dangerous in any way, but I managed to hit my elbow hard enough that it started bleeding. Like, and it really hurt when I did it too. So now I kind of have to wait for like the Neosporin to hit or to sink in a bit, and then I have to clean up the blood before I can put on my this cardigan. Gotta do. I'm actually editing the podcast right now. If my editor would work like it's supposed to, but of course it's not. Oh, there it goes. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. It's something that Michael and I we kind of share a subscription to, even though Michael doesn't use it right now. But he's going to, I think. I think he's planning on doing something with it next year or in the new year. I keep banging my elbow on stuff. So we are on our way to Flynn for Taylor's graduation party today. Congratulations, Taylor. You're gonna hear this when I get to your house as well, of course, but congratulations. So we're on our way to the party, and I stick my hand into the heater because my hands were freezing when we got into the car, and I realized that I forgot my engagement ring of all the days. Like, I have remembered it every single day for 2 weeks straight, and usually my rings are like really important to me because they're kind of something that I play with when I am feeling really anxious. So I don't forget them very often. It just is always when it's important that I end up forgetting them. This is the first like party that we're going to, and I really was, I don't know, probably no one is even gonna ask. All the people that already know that we're engaged, like Nick and Taylor, they've already seen the ring a dozen times. Anyone else that it's there, I'm not gonna know most of the people that are there. The people that I do know that are there probably have either seen the videos or seen pictures that I've posted, so it really doesn't matter. I just am really bothered by the fact that I forgot my engagement ring. And I don't know. Well, and in fairness, I forgot all of my jewelry. I don't have any earrings or my necklace either. So I was just absent-minded today, I guess. But it's frustrating. We're gonna go outside? Come on. Company while I write, bub? Yeah? You keeping me company? Good girl. Yeah. So I will have an office at some point, but we need to get the bed out of the spare bedroom before I can do that. So I've got this that I'm working on, just in my usual editing room, which unfortunately won't be moving. Even though I would love to be able to do my editing in a different room. Because this one is very much Michael's. It's got all of his stuff. So, I am pretty proud of myself. I just got back from the gym. Somebody's happy to see me. I am hoping to make that something pretty regular now that I don't have to work. So it is, I think it's about 11 o'clock now, and I have managed to get in 1,500 words of writing. I went to the gym, I had breakfast. I think that I'm doing pretty well this morning. I don't know what it's like to be intentionally unemployed. So if anyone, I shouldn't say unemployed, I mean, because I'm doing a work thing. I mean, whatever. Anyway, if anyone does not work a 9-to-5 job intentionally, let me know what it's like for you down in the comments. If it was something that you transitioned from a 9-to-5 and you kind of like I have, let me know how that was for you. If it was like nerve-wracking or exciting, or what that was like. And I am gonna go take a shower. Hey guys, so you can probably hear it in the background. I've got my lunch going away on the stove, and laundry going, and both the washer and the dryer, so I hope that it's not too noisy in the background. But just wanted to take a minute and kind of explain why yesterday's video didn't have a lot of footage and or seemed to end quite abruptly, and that is to do with, you guessed it, my anxiety, because I was planning on, at the very least, opening my advent calendars, but I got home from the Taylor's party last night, and I was just working on editing, and then I got all of my editing done, and not every time, as you might notice from some mistakes that I've done in the past, but sometimes I like to have Michael watch through them all the way through to make sure that there aren't any mistakes. And so he was watching through it last night, and he noticed that, hi Fuzz, and he noticed that December, when my second day, when I transition into the second day of my vlog, I always start it with December, whatever the day is. So the first time I do it, it was fine, and then in the second one, December was spelled wrong, and I have put up not a small amount of videos with that, like that. She's just gonna be back here, I guess. Just ignore her. But yeah, so he noticed that was wrong, and he pointed it out to me, and he was unfortunately rightfully hesitant to point it out to me because I just completely lost it. Almost immediately triggered an anxiety attack for me, which was really frightening for Michael. That's the thing about anxiety attacks, is they, at least for me, they can be quite violent, a lot of screaming. When I'm feeling quite self-deprecating, I will tend to compare them to like having a tantrum. So they can be very violent, not necessarily physically violent, just like screaming. And I'm not violent towards people, just for the record. But yeah, so it can be quite frightening for Michael to see me having to experience that, and it's frightening for me, honestly, which is why I try so hard to avoid that. But yeah, so I ended up having an anxiety attack, and I was a mess. I'd been sobbing, crying, just a complete mess. My hair was a mess because one of the things that I'll tend to do is clutch my skull, and I messed up my hair doing that. And so my hair was a mess, my face was a mess because I'd been crying, and I just was not about to put that on camera for all to see after having already done something embarrassing, which is what had triggered the anxiety attack. The fact that I had done something that I thought was humiliating, honestly, and then that there was really no way to fix. There's not really any way to fix it, because I could take all of the videos down, fix that little mistake, and put them all back up. But then everything would be slightly out of order. None of the view counts would be right. Like, everything would be not quite right. And so I just have to leave them up. And I was already in a vulnerable place last night because I was thinking, I'm not the least bit, or I am quite nervous about this career change for me. So having that compounded by the fact that I felt like this mistake that I made was extremely unprofessional. For some reason in my head, I thought future like publishers are going to look at these videos and they're going to see that I spelled December wrong for a couple days, and they're not going to want to publish my book, because who's going to want to publish my book if I can't even spell December right? And yeah, that's the logic of anxiety. And so I just didn't film anything last night after that, and I thought I would just explain it to you guys now, which I'm doing, and I've done. And this other video is already 5 minutes long, and I need to go get my lunch, finish up my lunch, so I'm gonna go do that. But yeah, so sorry about the weirdness from yesterday. So I'm making myself some tea so I can get back to some writing. One of the first things that I have noticed about now not working is that I used to seriously dread afternoons. So I would work, or the morning would go by relatively quickly, but then the afternoon would come around and it would just be the worst thing. Like, I got more anxious in the morning or in the afternoons than I was in the morning, and then time just seemed like it went so slowly. So now I got a bunch of stuff done in the morning. Morning went by really fast, just like it, but that was the same at work. But now it's 1 o'clock and I'm like, oh no, Michael's gonna be home at 4 today because of his alternative work schedule. But I was just like, oh no, I only have 3 hours. So I feel like the time is gonna go by really quickly, which, I mean, it might go by more quickly, but at least that means that I am not having an anxiety attack over the fact that the time, or that the clock has only said it's been 2 minutes, even though it feels like it's been 20. Not that I ever necessarily had an anxiety attack over something like that. I just would get more generally anxious in the afternoons. Usually if I was going to have an anxiety attack, it would happen early in the morning, and then I would be able to get through the rest of the day. If I got through that early morning, I was able to get through the rest of the day even if I didn't feel good. But now I feel fine, and I honestly just feel like I need to be productive, so it's a really nice change. Writing tip: if you are ever working on a story or a paper or anything like that, always stop before you run out of ideas. So like, I've just reached like 3,000 words, and for the day, I mean, and I kind of have a pretty good idea of where I want to go next and what I want the next lines to say, but I am stopping now, so that way when I go to write tomorrow, I have a jumping off point. And so, because it is the hardest part of writing, at least for me, but I've also heard a lot of other people say this as well, the hardest part of writing is getting started. And that's not just getting started with the book, it's getting started every day. So leaving it at a point where I know where I'm gonna go next is really important for me to be able to write the next day. We are a little bit behind on our advent calendar stuff, but I think today we are gonna do, this one is from today, but as you can see, I'm in pajamas today and have been for the whole day, and I don't really plan on putting anything nice on. So I think we're gonna start with this one today. And then maybe after I get home from therapy, we'll try to do this one, but it depends on how much time we have. So we already took the mattress out, and I forgot to film it. But we are getting this bed out of this bedroom because this is going to be my office. That's going to be cleaned off, and that's going to be my desk.
It's going to be against the window, though.
And it's going to be against the window. That's part of why we're getting rid of the bed. But yeah.
Does it open up the room a whole heck of a lot?
Yeah. I'm really, really excited to have an office. So here is what the room looks like now. So not like a huge, I mean it is a pretty big difference because the bed took all this space here. And I really, really love it. Michael set the whole thing up while I was at therapy, like with the trees and the lights and everything, and that's just so sweet. And then this is Molly's bed, so she can keep me company while I write. I'm really, really pleased with it. And there's like all this space back here. And the litter box, which is not ideal, obviously, but whatever. And then I've got all this wall space that I can decorate. Thanks, dear. So I am technically 3 days behind, so I need to open the 15th, 16th, and 17th today. But I am just gonna do the 15th and the 16th because that way I'll do 2 tomorrow and 2 today and 2 tomorrow. And we're both really tired. Oh, that's really cute. It's kind of Eastery almost.
Yeah, I get that vibe.
But it's
pastelish.
Yeah, it's really quite
not
cute.
There we go. That's a good angle. It wasn't coming through very clearly on the phone.
And then we've got the 15th for the Bumblebee Acres. Interesting. This one is called Potions Class.
Not what I would have guessed.
No.
I would have thought, I think that of it as being like a darker green.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess I can understand where the bright colors are coming from, but like if you're going off of the movies, Potions Class is like such a dark space in the movies.
And even in the books, I mean, it's still in the dungeons.
Yeah, I wouldn't really have gone with that personally.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess the potions themselves are a little more open to interpretation.
Of course, yeah.
What are you doing? Hey, those aren't yours. Not sure yours.
Oh, these go together quite well. This is the new one.
That one looks Neapolitan to me.
Oh, it kind of does. I feel like it needs to have more white in it.
See if I can get it. There we go. For some reason, the bright color, like all the brighter colors, were blending together. Maybe it won't look like that in the final video, but.
So this one is wrapped in a different color paper. Like all of the other ones there's only one other one that's wrapped in this paper, and there's, all the rest of them are wrapped in red and green. And it's harder to open. This one's called Draco Malfoy. So, nothing especially special. But it's cool. I mean, it's good. Good. The colors are good. I just was expecting something with the difficulty.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. I think it's a good representation. It's got the Slytherin green in there.
And I like the gold added to that. It's a good accent. Official Michael prediction. There's going to be a golden snitch one.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.